Oh my god, my foot is asleep. Oh my god, that hurts so bad. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because I feel like the things we're going to go over today are so freaking helpful for beginners in the fitness industry. Okay. So today I am going to be going over the top 5 biggest questions that I believe all fitness beginners have. I can confidently sit here and tell you I have worked with multiple clients, and I also have many friends who have asked these exact same questions to me. So I feel confident compiling all of these into one short, concise video, hitting all of the questions and answers that you guys have related to being a beginner in fitness. So without further ado, let's get into the top 5 biggest questions every beginner in fitness has. Okay, so the first question is, how much exercise is really needed? How many minutes of exercise do I need to be doing every single week to begin to see progress? So ACSM, which is the American College of Sports Medicine, recommends that every single person gets 150 minutes of exercise every single week of moderate intensity. Obviously, if you're doing more vigorous intensity exercises, that number drops down. But if you are doing moderate intensity exercise, which most people are doing, 150 minutes of exercise is recommended for every single week. This can be broken down into a variety of ways. So for most people, it's broken down 5 days a week into about 30-minute sessions. I think as a beginner, thinking about it in that way, that for every single weekday, Monday through Friday, if you exercise 30 minutes every single day, you are going to hit that 150 minutes every single week. So that is just the number to keep in mind. Obviously, if you go over that number, you freaking go. You're crushing it. But as a rule of thumb, the minimal amount of exercise that every single person should be getting per week as an adult is 150 minutes every single week. That can be broken down. If you do more minutes on less days a week, that is totally fine. But as a rule of thumb, 150 minutes is the minimum that every single person needs per week. Typically, people break that down, especially in the beginning, to 5 days a week, 30-minute sessions. The next question is, how do I know my weight is heavy enough? So when you are resistance training, this can be one of the biggest questions. How do I know what is the extent that I need to push myself? How do I know if the pain that I'm pushing through is normal or if I'm overdoing it? I would say, as a rule of thumb, especially when you are a beginner doing resistance training, here is the biggest thing that I can suggest to you. In the beginning, you are going to be doing probably about 3 sets of every exercise for anywhere from 10 to 12 reps. I would stick with that as a rule of thumb in the very beginning. When you are doing this, you should be able to push for the last 10, 11, and 12 reps to a place where you're like, oh, this is a little bit difficult, but you're not like, oh my god, I'm going to combust and die. If by the time you hit 10, you're like, I cannot do 11 and 12, your weight is probably too heavy for you, and you should drop it down a little bit so you can successfully complete 10 through 12 of those reps. On the other hand, if by the time you hit the 12th rep, your weight is so incredibly easy that you're like, I still have 5 reps left in the tank, your weight is probably a bit too late for you. So the next set, you could up it a little bit. This is a trial and error period because it's so different for every single person. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say every single person should start off lifting 5 pounds or 10 pounds. It's going to be so different from person to person, but as a rule of thumb, lifting weights is supposed to be a little bit difficult. It's supposed to put that extra stress on your muscles and on your body. So it is okay to push yourself, but it shouldn't cause severe pain. You shouldn't hit like rep 4 or 5 and be like, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to get through 10, or oh my god, I'm not going to be able to push for 10, 11, and 12. You want to be able to push to a place that feels right, and you'll know that. So obviously, if by the time you hit 12, you're like, that was a breeze, I'm not even tired, up your weight. And if you're pushing a little bit for 10, 11, and 12, it's probably right at the right amount. And if you get to the point where you're like, I can't do this weight anymore, once you hit number 10, it's probably a bit too heavy, but that's not always a bad thing depending on what your specific goals are. It's not always a bad thing to be doing less reps. It really depends on what your goals are. The next question is, are ab exercises effective to lose weight? This is a big question that I've gotten from so many clients. I am doing all of these core exercises. Why am I not losing weight? First off, you can't spot reduce fat. You can't be like, I want this fat gone off my body. I'm only going to work this. Bzz, gone. It doesn't work like that. You can't spot reduce fat. You can't pick and choose where fat is going to come off your body. Every single person burns fat differently, and every single person's body takes from different places on their body first. Ab exercises are not effective to lose weight. The first thing that you need to be doing is to lose weight, and then you can do those ab exercises to strengthen the muscles in your core. If you're doing ab exercises before you've lost weight, it's not like it's a bad thing. You're still strengthening those core muscles. Every single person, even if we do have some excess fat on our stomach, every single person has muscles in your core. However, you're not going to lose weight from those ab exercises. You need to be doing other methods of losing weight, such as doing extra cardio or to be reducing the amount that you're eating. You need to be working on the weight loss portion of it, and then you'll start to see that ab definition from your training. You are not going to be able to just do ab exercises as a method of losing weight. They can help you to start to see the muscles once you have lost the weight on your stomach, but they are not going to be the reason that you lose weight. The next question is, how many calories does it take to lose 1 pound? People will sit here and say to me, I want to lose 20 pounds in a month. Is that possible? And here's the breakdown. 1 pound equals 3,500 calories. So if you break that down every single day, there's 7 days in a week, that means every single day, 500 calories needs to go towards that 3,500. You can break that up into 2 separate portions. So for example, you can reduce the amount that you're eating by 250 calories every single day, and you can burn 250 calories every single day. That combined is your 500. So by the end of the week, if you do that every single day, you've hit your 3,500 calorie goal, and you're on the road to reach losing 1 pound a week. It is not a definite science. 3,500 calories makes up 1 pound, but that is not to sit here and say to you that if you do all of that every single week, you are destined to lose 1 pound a week. That is just the method that has been shown to scientifically work. Every single person's body is different. Every single person loses weight, gains muscle, loses muscles at a entirely different pace. But what I can sit here and tell you that as a rule of thumb, and just something to keep in mind as you are starting your fitness journey and your weight loss journey potentially, is that 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. Typically that breaks down to about 500 calories per day. You can do that through exercise, through food, or a combination of the both. I always suggest a combination of the both, because if you're just putting one emphasis on one and not the other, you're not going to be successful. They have to work in balance with each other. So typically reducing the amount you're eating by 250 calories, and by burning a minimum of 250 calories, you hit that 500 calorie goal per day, meeting by the end of the week that 3,500 calorie goal, and potentially 1 pound every single week. If you are someone who is sitting here who is new into fitness and wants to lose weight, I need to sit here and tell you from the bottom of my heart, please do not expect yourself to lose more than 2 pounds every single week. Weight loss is a process. Weight loss is a journey, and every single person loses it at a different pace. So I'm not sitting here saying it's impossible for you to lose more than 2 pounds every single week, but for you to be able to lose 2 pounds every single week, that's 7,000 calories. 7,000 calories has to be made up from eating less as well as exercising more. And that is not something that's always necessarily easy to stick with. So I would say a goal of 1 to 2 pounds every single week, or 3,500 calories to 7,000 calories, you're at a good place to set yourself up for success. Okay, and our last question for the day is, how important is nutrition if I work out every single day? And I think it's super, super important to stress that fitness and health and leading a healthy lifestyle is just as much important as what you do in the gym or what you do working out as what you're doing in the kitchen and what you are eating. I can sit here and tell you in full confidence, you can work out 7 days a week for 2 hours, but if you fuel yourself with food that is not full of nutrients, you are still not going to be leading a healthy lifestyle. You cannot out-train a bad diet, no matter how hard you try. Of course, every single person's metabolism is different. Some people can naturally eat a little bit more unhealthy food and not have to worry about the weight gain. That is kind of just how life is. Every single person's body metabolizes food at a different rate. However, if your goal is to lead a healthy lifestyle or to lose weight or to gain muscle, it has to be a cohesive balance between what you are doing in the gym and what you are eating. You need to be making sure you're fueling your body properly. You need to make sure you're eating enough calories. Even if you're losing weight, we cannot just stop eating altogether. It is very important to continue to fuel ourselves with nutrient-rich and nutrient-dense foods, no matter what your training goals are. Whether it's to lose weight, to gain weight, to put on muscle, whatever your goal is, you need to be working hard in the gym and during your training sessions, as well as what you are doing in the kitchen. You cannot do one without the other. I am not going to sit here and say to you that you need to be doing all things perfect 24/7. That is impossible. You are not going to work out 7 days a week, most likely. You are not going to eat perfect and never eat junk food again in your life. It's impossible. No one is going to do it. However, it has to be a balance between the two. You can't say, well, I eat really, really healthy, so I don't have to work out. Or I work out constantly, so I don't have to worry about the food that I'm putting into my body. If you want to really make sure you are reaching every single fitness and health goal that you have, it has to be a combination from what you do in the gym and in your training sessions and what you put into your body. It has to work together. They do not and cannot work individually. Oh my God, my foot is asleep. Oh my God, that hurts so bad. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I just want to keep this video nice and short and sweet. I know that when you start your fitness and your health journey, you have so many questions and you almost feel silly asking some of them. You just want to Google them, or you just want to look them up, or you just want to ask someone for help, but you never really know how to go about it. So I want to just put together some of the biggest questions that I believe that I used to have and that I know a lot of my clients and friends have when they start their fitness journey together into one video, so that you have a one-stop shop for all things that you need to know when you first begin your fitness and your health journey. So if you like this video and you found it helpful, make sure you go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really supports my channel. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video that I post, and make sure you hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I put up a new video. If you haven't, make sure that you check me out on my Instagram to see all the other fitness, health, and lifestyle content that I post on there, and I will catch you guys here next time.